What is going on, guys? Tuesday, June 7th, 9 p.m. Eastern, Comic News Weekly. Apologies, took the last week off. We had our producer on a work trip, but we could all use the week off. So we are back, have some great topics to discuss tonight. We're going to talk about Sony not being so self-aware with their movies. We're going to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we're going to talk about some Black Panther goodness. And of course, that last topic is always Ryan's surprise topic that has to do with comic books or the collecting hobby. We don't know what it is. We're just going to react to it. But before we get into those, we got people coming to the chat right now. And we also have people coming into the show itself from the amazing With Brian McClay YouTube channel. We have Brian McClay.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Glad to be back on a Tuesday show. It's nice. Nice. How's everything going, brother?
It's going good. It felt weird. It feels like it's been longer than a week.
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm excited. So, and we got the gang back together. Tomberlin, he's still moving, but he's also got swim meets. Couldn't make it tonight. But we do have the Dank Show himself, Mr. Dan Kim.
Yo, it's good to be here with all these milking men, and that's a green room little reference. But yeah, good to be back. Yeah, sorry we missed y'all last week. It was my fault. It was a COVID scare, but luckily I didn't spread it to anybody here.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because right before we went live, there was some confusion of milking men. So. I don't know what that's about, but and the person that brought it up is here to join us from the Rhinoverse on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We have Mr. Ryan Hayslip.
I'll just take another glass when you're ready. Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? Glad to be back in live and in the saddle again. Let's have some fun tonight.
Heck yeah! And then of course, Mr. Button Pusher himself, the producer of this show, and Alberto Jefe. You guys might know him from that Comic Man Andy YouTube channel. We have Mr. Andy Alberto.
I've got nipples, Greg. Do you want to milk them? Hey, no, seriously, this is amazing. I'm not even going to wait for one more thing tonight, guys. I got to make a major special announcement now that we have the gang back tonight. I've just invented the first thought-controlled air freshener. It makes sense when we think about
it. What's up, Mr.? We got. I say Dr. Tooth. Dr. Tooth from Muppet Show. Good friend Joe Seaborn. Welcome to the live chat. What's going on, buddy? We got Wilbert. We got game time going on. But Andy, why did the child cross the playground?
Get to the other slide.
Yeah. One more for you. You're a Star Wars fan. What do you call a droid that takes the long way around?
I don't know what.
R2 Detour.
I'm stealing that one.
Yeah, we'll be here all night, folks.
Yeah, hold on to your butts.
Just drop that mic on that one.
Oh, that one was epic.
You want one more?
I don't know.
Let's get it. Yeah. Three's a charm, right?
Yeah. What did the baby corn say to the mama corn?
Ooh, I don't know.
Where's popcorn?
Oh,
Jesus. This is fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's what happens. We have an 8 and 10-year-old boy. You hear all the good jokes from school.
And now the audience knows what milking men is all about.
But, yeah, great to have everyone back. Great to see people coming to the chat. We're gonna get into it right now. We talked about it right at the beginning of this show. We've talked about it on plenty of these episodes. When it comes outside of MCU and outside of Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse movies don't seem to do that great. Morbius, talk about not being self-aware. I guess Sony decided to re-release Morbius back into 1,000 theaters, and it didn't do too great again. It's already out on video. And you saw controversy. I mean, there was other studios that were complaining, like remember Black Widow or the dual releases, and people were complaining. So why would Sony think to re-release a movie in theaters when it's available on digital? When it didn't even perform well at the box office anyways. Is it because they thought that the meme of Morbin time that's going around the internet would be great? But I'm going to go to Ryan first on this since he's a big Venom and Spider-Verse fan. Have you seen Morbius? What do you think of Morbius, Ryan? Do you think Sony was right to re-release this in the theater?
I still haven't even seen it yet. I wanted to stream it, and I can't believe that they re-released it in the theater. That was a mind-blowing. I thought it was a joke, along with Leto's joke of like Morbius 2. You see the joke he put on his Twitter or whatever it was, where he had the script for Morbius 2. I was like, oh, this must be a joke along with that, but no, it's a re-release. So I'm flabbergasted. I don't know why. If they just wanted to see how many times it cannot do good.
Yeah, maybe they'll put it out there again. What about you, Dan? You kind of live in this industry a little. Is there any enlightening you can shed on the viewers, or
Yeah,
just
I mean,
dog the shit out of it?
Sony's just a very derivative company, in my opinion. They kind of look at past models to determine the future, or they try to catch the wind of culture while it's happening. They don't have that visionary impulse where they're just thinking ahead of the crowd. So they think, oh, this is how bad it is and how no one likes this movie is going viral. Let's release it for them. It's like it just shows you how they really don't know what they're doing, or they tell you the whole movie in the trailer. Or
So I will say though, like I haven't seen it, and I heard people that saw it said it's not the greatest movie out there, but it's not the worst movie out there as well. So maybe they had the idea like, well, now that it came out with bad reviews initially, and now that people that actually have seen it, maybe they got more of a vibe that, oh, maybe they will go and check it out, and we'll re-release it, and the more folks will get to exposing it. They'll get a better review on the second go round or something like that. But it is still very shocking that they did that.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, to me, my words, it seems like Sony lacks self-awareness with this. It's bad enough when a person doesn't seem to be self-aware, but when you see a company like this, I don't know if they were like, hey, we're starting to see people go back into the theaters. When we released this, it was still kind of COVID-y. Let's put it back out there because people are going, so they'll go see it this time. But
it was like 3 weeks later, though. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like,
yeah.
Well, and they're in the shadow of several other really good movies coming out.
I think they still are stuck in time and think that people want to go to the movie theaters.
Well, they do if it's a good movie, like Top Gun.
Yeah,
how did Top Gun do? Did Top Gun were they number one? Did
Yeah,
they
it's
break
like
any
the number
records?
one Memorial Day box office movie now.
not just number one, but one of the smallest second week drops of any over $100 million film.
Yeah, and that's one of the key metrics that I keep talking about whenever we talk about movies doing great opening weekend. It's that week to number two drop off. That because even Morbius, they were talking about the first week. Well, it's got bad critic reviews, but opening weekend's not bad, and it just said boom.
Yeah, it's like the sophomore slump of a rookie guy who comes out all hot on an NFL team, does hot the rookie year, then it's like see what he does the second year.
Yeah, we call that Matt Flynn.
Yeah.
The last movie with the drop that low was Shrek 2, apparently. Yeah. So it's been a long time since any movie has done so well in the second weekend. No one expected that. Yeah, actually. It's doing, I think, a lot better than people anticipated.
I started watching Top Gun, the first one, and it's funny, too, because the show I watch on Monday or on the mornings with Mark from Chimera, we do a bunch of funny clips from Top Gun, so it was funny to watch that movie again and see all these clips that we make fun of all the time. But I'm looking forward to, and I saw a thing that he did with what's his name? Tom Cruise did with the Late Night Show host, where what's that heavier set guy?
Corbin.
He took him out, and the dude. I mean, Tom Cruise can fly airplanes and stuff. He took him out in a jet. And
he's got a license, but he ain't flying no F-18.
He's flying a jet.
Yeah, he was flying trainers.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Cruise, even though he's nuts, he's our Jackie Chan. You know, you can't wait to go see him go nuts.
Batshit crazy, but I love him as an actor.
But that is actually a crazy man on screen. And you're like, wow, I believe this guy because that's who he is. Like, I remember the day I realized he is the character he plays. I was like, wait, okay, all right.
Just that.
I
Go
wanna
back to
make
that
a-
old school Oprah interview when he was like first with Katie Holmes and he was like jumping up and down, going all Dave Chappelle on her couch.
I want to make a film called Run, where Tom Cruise runs the whole time, or his head will explode. You know, so like he has to keep running and to save everyone. And
I love Top Gun, but the one thing, the sequel, great movie, but to me also, I keep saying it's freaking Star Wars New Hope. Let's fly through a freaking trench and then let's shoot a missile down the damn there and blow up the Death Star. It's Star Wars all over again.
well, see again, Morbius bombs again, even as a topic.
Yeah. So, well, that's why I want to kind of dip back into this a little bit. I have kind of a question about like the metrics, and I'm looking at we're talking about Top Gun, and I'm kind of looking at timelines there. How long was Morbius in theaters before it was pulled the first time? Like how many weeks? If any of you guys know off the top of your head, or McClay's kind of looking that up because I kind of have a bit of a gripe here, and I'm not defending Morbius or the choices they made with this movie, but like I've been struggling to get to the theater again based on work and everything that's going on. Top Gun's already losing its spots in 2D IMAX at my local theater like this week.
Yeah,
Hell, that movie hasn't
like
been
a 30-day or 44-day deal right now.
Yeah, but they're already losing like the top spots for IMAX screens and stuff like that, and it hasn't even been in there for 2 weeks yet.
Yeah, well, you got Jurassic World coming out. It needs spots for that.
We're talking no.
We're summer blockbuster season now.
It's like so I've got a 2 week window to get to see a movie before it's done and pulled, and then I got like a 4 week to 8 week wait to see it streaming, and it's like so Morbius obviously bombed and didn't do well in theaters after that first week or that opening weekend. And how long did it last though? Like how many weeks was it in?
It's still in theaters. It's just not for your bougie IMAX experience.
It's not in my theaters anywhere.
You're in Kalama. Who cares?
It's also like it shows that like Sony, they look so good whenever Spider-Man came out. They're like everyone's like, man, Sony's on board. Sony's got it going on. Marvel's on board with that one, but then they come out and this is them like showing, okay, we're like we've got the science down. We know the how to promote a movie, put it out, and let it be a good movie. We can stand on our own. We don't need Marvel, but it just goes to show you that without the like kind of their input on that stuff, the movies does not come out the same.
Will this affect your perception of Madam Web or Craven?
It definitely. I think it's definitely not. It's going to be you have a lower expectation, which could be good for them because if you have a lower expectation and they do good, then great. But you're going with lower expectations for sure.
I mean, this is really tuning my brain to when I see anything other than a mainline Spider-Man movie. If tertiary characters are within that universe, I'm not even going to pay much attention. The community out there starts blowing up feeds, and I'm like really getting hyped again, and really kind of getting pulled back into the moment. Like I've really kind of, it's lost that sparkle. It's kind of lost that shine and interest for me.
I mean, I think Jared Leto is an amazing actor, but he's.
I agree wholeheartedly, but you guys are right about the self-awareness part. When an individual is self-aware, it's great. But when you got a company of this magnitude that's not self-aware about its choices or what it's doing, and it continues to make those same poor choices, so what the hell?
See, even with like Venom too, like that's going to be like, it's like, man, because that's like that's got to be their second biggest, like comic movie that's for them to look forward to. It's like, man.
I don't know. They should do some type of marketing with that cross-platform with the Sony pictures and the new Sony Plus tiers that are coming out for PlayStation. There's got to be some type of marketing that they can do there with that, where it's that's their Disney Plus basically is the PlayStation Plus community. But
and they're so good on the PlayStation and all that stuff. And then when it comes to the movie stuff, it's just like a total opposite. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, that's your Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is always good. Columbia Pictures, they got some good stuff, but anyways, speaking of controversies.
Yeah. On that note, I'm gonna move into something a little bit spicier. Maybe you guys can help explain a few things tonight, because Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi's O'Shea Jackson says racist fans will love his character is the title, the catch title for comic book here. But when I looked at this article, it kind of brought it to the group's attention. I feel like there's a few things that really kind of need to be discussed a little bit. But just premiered in the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan limited series last week, and it was definitely the center of a lot of controversy. One of the main actors in the series, Moses Ingram, who plays Reva, has been unfairly targeted due to the article needs some editing due to the color of their skin. The official Star Wars account defended Ingram. So the tough
First
part
of all,
here,
you need to clarify that it's O'Shea Jackson Jr. because Ice Cube ain't gonna be in this movie. Ice Cube's son is in the show.
oh, okay, good catch, man. I was
I'm
kind
just
of
giving you a hard time.
not reading deeper. So I don't know where I was at, where I missed a bunch of this stuff. Thank you, Dank, for bringing this up. He said this is something that's been talked about quite a bit, and it's probably getting beaten down pretty good. And is it just the larger Star Wars fandom is still that toxic that it's a person of color can't roll right into being a villain or a lead actor, that people are going to respond like this? This is pretty upsetting. And I was talking to Brian about this earlier, is why are we coming back to this? Why is this still even a thing?
You know why it's a thing. I could tell every single one of us on this panel who has a YouTube channel can say this is the thing, because there's always the gutter dwellers, the people that have low self-esteem, that they don't, their own vision of themselves is so bad that they only get happiness out of trolling and bringing other people down. So that's the way that they react. And it's uncalled for. I'm totally against all of it. Racism in general is just freaking retarded. To me, it's treat people like you want to be treated. It's good versus evil. I don't understand this whole why we are in the year that we're in, and there's still this shit going on.
Well, the really upsetting thing that I want to talk to about the people viewing and everybody here in the group tonight is we're just coming off of Star Wars Celebration Week. A week celebrating diversity and culture and everything Star Wars and every inclusiveness and inclusivity, if that's even a word. And then we're a week and a half later, this is brought to kind of my attention, and apparently it's something that was simmering even before that, like right during all of this Star Wars Celebration stuff. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of upsetting that it's everything so awesome in this last week just felt like it's been thrown in the gutter and stomped on because people just don't want to be. People aren't kind. People aren't being kind. And I really want to hear from the rest of you guys, and McClay too.
I will say this: no race or anything directed towards it. That character doesn't. I don't know what else she's been in, but her and that character to me is I don't have the gravitas to that character like I feel like you should watching this show.
So
it's not a likable character.
Here's my thoughts on it, and let me state this first by saying this: I don't watch the news. Right, I haven't had cable or watched TV in 10, 12 years now. I try to stay away from all the echo chambers and stuff. And I'll be honest, I feel like some of what is going on is because she does not fit with this character.
Yeah.
I can hardly wait till I'm going to do a breakdown of the first 2 or 3 episodes and just go through there's some really cheesy parts all these cheesy parts in that Obi-Wan, she's involved in, it feels like. And I'm not saying she's a bad actress, but in this, it just doesn't work. And the other thing is that Kathleen Kennedy created that character for diversity's sake only. She basically came out and said that. And that maybe that's a problem too. Maybe we're kind of in the same realm we are with comics sometimes, where it just feels so forced that it doesn't fit. She's supposed to be a really great actress. She's a Shakespearean trained actress. And she
Could be
was
bad writing.
that's what I think. You know, I said this before too. We don't realize that the way that acting works, and Dan can speak on this too, is a lot of it has to do with the script and the way the director wants you to play the role.
And
right?
edited.
Yeah. So that could be it too. But she, for whatever reason, her character doesn't fit. The way she's playing it doesn't fit. And everything else with that show is great. That show is excellent, man. It's fun to watch, and it's really good so far.
Well,
but
Leia's
she's
a little
not.
bit of a brat right now.
Is
I
she-
like that though.
Has she played a character like this before?
She was in a critically acclaimed show or movie before this that supposedly she did very well in.
Was she that type of character?
That's the thing. I don't know. It really feels like she doesn't know how to play that type of anger that they want. Like her,
It's fake anger. It feels like anger.
it feels so fake and cheesy because it doesn't feel like she's not playing like I feel like a Sith should play. She's very overtly
Human.
you know.
And it's like when you see a character that that plays one of the things with like Venom. I always looked at it as like I want them to know how Eddie Brock is, and I want them to know how Venom is, because you can kind of get the surface stuff and try to do the character, but if you don't know like the background and the history, and you go in and try to it comes through the acting.
She in this show is coming across to me, this is my own opinion, how Hayden Christensen came across in those first 3 movies. I couldn't stand him in that role. I don't know.
I think that's a great comparison, actually. And I guess even Carl Sagan noted when Star Wars came out how like all the humans are white, and the white humans tend to seem to have more power in the Star Wars universe. See, like he mentioned that in the 70s, and I guess they're working on it. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy needs to announce it. I think she could do it. Just do it. You don't have to talk about it, because I think that's more effective, just doing rather than telling. And then like people attacking her for race or whatever, that's horrible. And that's, and I guess she said, she's not taking it well or whatever. And there's nothing good about it. Right. Okay. However, right, if I know I'm gonna show up in a big show or whatever, I know they're gonna go after my race, and I will have a person reading everything. Like I'm gonna have a media blackout. I will not look at the media whatsoever. I'll have a assistant or somebody reading through the media, only giving me what I need to hear, filtering out the rest, just like they did in Succession. The people in that do that. So that's what you do, because in this day and age, if you're gonna get famous, yo, get ready. They're coming.
We're also in a society where the people's self-esteems are built on likes and subscribers and followers, and you get so high on the highs that when you get a bad, not that it's ever excusable, it's inexcusable, but you tend to get torn down easy because you get so elevated.
Well, yeah, and she was warned about this too, actually, by several of her other people of color in the Star Wars universe or whatever, that this was coming. So, and I guess she didn't anticipate how badly it would feel, I guess, And who knows, maybe you have to get famous to know what that's like.
I am super excited for O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yes.
I don't remember what episode that's going to be, but I mean, I appreciate you guys bringing some of this stuff up, because now it removes a lot of what I felt was drama being thrown at something, which takes away the fun of that show for me. Sitting down, I was much less excited for this upcoming Wednesday's show before we started the show. And after talking to you guys a little bit more, I'm a little bit more excited about Wednesday's show. But I agree wholeheartedly that like Two Brothers Comics and some other people in the community are saying they're not getting the Inquisitors that they had hoped, or that we feel were in Star Wars.
The second
canon.
sister.
Yeah, like there's kind of that level, and I was kind of thinking that some of that cheesiness was drawn up from writing. It's kind of leading that to writing, but Wilbert Ingram was nominated, or was in Queen's Gambit, and got an Emmy nomination. So
That was a great show.
Yes, that's what she was in, and she was excellent in that too. Those
So
first
she can
couple
act.
Episodes, yeah, she
Right,
can.
You never know. There's still some episodes left. She might.
Well, I don't know if this is true. This is complete. I'm just making this up. I'm speculating, but also sometimes if you're a newer director and you're dealing with like great actors, it's like you get intimidated to direct them. Sometimes that can happen too. Like I feel that way about Lady Bird. You know, a lot of people love that movie, but I feel like she couldn't actually. Everyone's like doing their own thing, and she couldn't control it. That could also be happening.
I didn't watch Lady Bird.
It's
But
all
you know what is
speculation.
good?
I'm speculating everything, but when I see actors like kind of overdoing it, to me, I think it's like behind the scenes, the director just sort of intimidated. They don't want to fuck up the the set, and if the act, I don't know. It's usually they're not communicating, or
Well,
the editor is like not doing great at.
I will say this. I am so excited for this series more than ever after that third episode. And to know that we are getting the Vader that I want, like more than anything, that's what I want to see is Vader. I want to see Vader at this time period where he's just nothing but hate and pain and anger. And now he's even more, in tune. That scene in episode 3 where Vader came onto the planet and Obi-Wan, you could tell he's like how he felt when he felt his presence was amazing. It gives me goosebumps talking about it. Like the way that Ewan McGregor acted in that scene, you could feel like how off-putting he felt just by watching him. And then to have Vader show up where I think the most, to me, there's two characters that could just totally change everything about Star Wars if they do a series on them, and that's Vader and obviously Revan. If we can get a Vader series out of this somehow, I would be so excited.
Yeah, I haven't seen the third episode yet. In fact, I'm gonna watch that tonight and then get ready.
Obi-Wan dies.
Well, actually, you know what? To me, it was really. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to see Vader at all. It's when I heard James Earl Jones again.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, it was mother effing James Earl, because it was all this Hayden talk, right? So I was a little concerned I was gonna hear Hayden's voice. It's like, I don't like Sand Obi, I don't, but then it was James Earl Jones with that epic voice. I don't know. That's what got me. It was the voice actually, because yeah,
so good. It's been really, really good so far. And that's the thing that I think is most important to talk about with all this controversy. Obviously, racism sucks, period. We all believe that. Like, if you don't believe that, there's a problem. But other than, this little issue, the series has been really, really good. Really good.
Yep.
I want her to be Mace Windu's daughter.
That would be
that would be even better backstory.
Yeah.
I do like Fred's earlier comment though about the new characters or the new leads having to feel like they're being neutered or kind of like dialed back in intensity. I agree with Fred there that I feel like I'd like some of that stuff dialed up a little bit more, but it makes sense. Miss Express here does say that they're going for a broader audience, betting 90% of viewers never read the books, which is okay. I mean, I just kind of feel like what I want to see on screen and what's happening in real life just aren't meshing up, and people aren't being kind in a lot of circumstances. And
Yep.
I mean, it's draining. It's draining to see people acting like this, and it's terrible. Not acting like actually acting in a show, but like human beings treating other human beings like this. It's physically and mentally exhausting and draining, and it's not cool.
Yeah.
So moving on to better things? Question mark? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of draining, some multiversal news. I'm just kidding. That's not I mean, it's a good segue, sort of, but I don't think this is a bad thing or whatever. But anyway, Marvel is introducing a new Black Panther variant in the multiverse. It's T'Challa from Another Earth, and in Avengers Forever issue 6. And this variant has like cosmic level powers after, like, and it's very Superman-esque. The origin of this new T'Challa.
It's Kal-El T'Challa.
Yeah, and like so he was sent from Earth to another planet instead of Krypton to here to get away from Killmonger, and then Killmonger eventually found him in the Shi'ar Empire, but then something happens where he gets cocooned in vibranium and becomes some sort of vibranium power Superman-esque character. I pre-ordered 6 copies of this comic, so hopefully, I don't know, because I think like Black Panther's an interesting. I think obviously because of Chadwick Boseman's untimely passing.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's such a curious thing. Like, what will Marvel do? What will the MCU do? Everyone's wondering how are they going to solve that because they're not recasting. So anything Black Panther is shrouded in a level of mystique. I think that is a little more compelling than the other characters right now. I guess so. Yeah, weird. I don't know.
I agree.
This takes place in what was it, Earth 818 or something like that, or no?
818. Yeah.
I'm excited for it, and that's the first. Exactly what you said is what I was thinking. Is Marvel's trying to kind of do ways to kind of change, I guess, the Black Panther character away from Chadwick Boseman, but if Jason Aaron's attached to it, I'm usually in for the read for sure. What are your thoughts, McClay? You're muted.
Sorry. It's interesting. Well, first of all, I'll say this. So, I love being cynical, man. This whole issue drove me nuts because they have on the cover this Vibranium Man, right? And they say enter Vibranium Man or whatever. And first of all, it's kind of corny. The whole Vibranium Man thing is kind of silly. And then they basically that whole character is done for in that first issue and turns into this, like you said, Dan, Superman. It's so weird. It feels like this is going to be like over and done with here soon. This is a setup for something. It feels like it's just so weird, dude.
It is, but the hobby in general is weird. This is something that you could sit there and say, yeah, it's over and done with. Set it aside and just let it sit in a long box. And then like 8 years from now, people are posting on Instagram the cover of this book because something's coming up and everyone's going to go, look, this is coming back. This person's going to be doing this, this, and this. I'm the first one to talk about it.
Well, what was that?
Somebody's getting trucker feedback through their system. Like that was a truck driver.
Yeah, that was weird.
I think
That was
people are
creepy.
getting the multiversal, variants. The variance thing, we're getting a little oversaturated with the variants, right? I mean, it's getting out of control. There's gonna be some sort of variant war where we kill all the variants and go back to the characters or whatever, Wait for variant war.
What if, dude?
And the variant covers in Variant War are going to be off the wall, like hologram, like embossed, 3D, all together. You got to get all the variants together to make the giant foil cover or whatever.
It's going to be like McDonald's Monopoly.
What Darth Lopez said is a really, really great comment. Tosin will be a villain. What if like Tosin comes and kills this guy, right? Because Tosin kind of has that same type of thing. Like he is vibranium, like he has those tattoos that are made out of vibranium. So what if Tosin comes and kills Superman, Black Panther?
Superman, Black Panther.
We'll see.
Love it.
So yeah.
Is there a current ongoing Black Panther series?
Yeah.
Oh
Isn't
yeah,
there?
yeah. It's written by the
Who's
guy that
writing
wrote.
it now? It's not Ta-Nehisi, right?
No. It's the guy that wrote 12 Years a Slave. He's a screenwriter. He's a film screenwriter. I forgot his name.
Gotcha.
Anyways. There, Storm calls out her ex-husband Black Panther's bad behavior. Maybe that's the new Black Panther series.
Yeah, so many good comments here tonight.
I know.
I love the live chat interaction.
Yeah. That's why I love doing live shows.
Issue 7.
Yeah. We'll see.
John Ridley. Yeah.
Okay.
gonna be interesting to see what happens with that Tosin character for sure.
I should have stuck with. I read like the first 2 or 3 issues and kind of got overwhelmed with the amount of books that I was reading and said, I'll come back to this. Now I wish I would not have dropped that or forgotten about it because now I'm way further behind.
And he created the next Batman too, John Ridley, or whatever. You know, he set up the Black Batman thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Secret History of DC or something like that. I think.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, good stuff.
Ryan, what do you got for your surprise topic for us tonight?
Well, and I'll leave it open to the to those out there watching too. If y'all have something you want to pop on the panel, a question for the panel, go ahead and we'll see if we can't pick something up off the chat. But looking at Fred Bruno's comment talking about eBay's doing an announcement for vault system on cards, due for comics and stuff like that.
They're doing it for cards right now.
Yeah,
I just got an email for it today, kind of like send your shit in, let it sit there under surveillance, and don't worry about anything. Once it sells, they'll take care of the rest of it. Kind of like my comic shop does.
That's a good spot to start at. So explain what a vault thing is.
From what I've seen, I haven't done a bunch of research on it, but you basically send your books into them, and they set it in storage, but they call it the vault because it's under surveillance, so you don't have to worry about it getting lost or stolen. And then when it gets, this is for cards right now. Correct. And I do see what Bruno's saying, where they could probably do this for comics, but you send your cards in there, say like you got a Jordan rookie or whatever, you send it in there and they put it in their vault and it's under surveillance and lock and key. And basically once it sells, they ship it for you.
And if it doesn't sell, I guess they just send it back?
No, they keep it. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I mean, is there going to be like a rental fee if they send it back and don't sell? I mean, that's kind of.
I would imagine it's basically a consignment type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, think any of the larger shops or websites that do
like
consignment.
My comic shop does, and
yep. I mean, I can see cards going well for them. Cards take up a hell of a lot less real estate than graded comic books.
Now, if you look at their pretty pictures showing off the vault, they got it set up like a museum where
you know that
lasers by it or something.
That's gonna look like a Baltimore Police Department evidence locker with crap thrown around everywhere and shit getting lost, and it's not gonna go off anywhere near as good as they're showing. But I think eBay needs to step up and evolve, and this is the first part of it, because they're seeing a lot of apps on a lot of other websites come out and taking chunks out of their business, and they're being more, and there's a lot more innovation out there in the market. And I'm actually surprised that this is all we're getting from eBay for this year or tail end of last year or into next year, is just this kind of vault idea, because this is not a new fresh idea. It's just a rebranding of something that other places have been doing for quite a long while. Cop, hold, sell, take a cut. I mean, it's business kind of 101 with collectibles, so it's not new. It's not
playing
really
a middleman.
Yeah, they're just making that middleman portion a little bit bigger and cost a little bit more money. eBay's going to really have to step up, because I mean, this is going to look new and shiny for a lot of people that aren't kind of aware of that, or they're just learning about this. But for a lot of other people, I see Brian shaking his head, McClay shaking his head. Nah, they're not fooling a lot of other collectors out there.
So I just sold. I didn't realize I did it, and I was going to ask McClay, because I'm sure he sells more cards on eBay than I do, but I sold a card. It was a Kaboom card, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize it, but when it ended, it's like, hey, send it into the authenticator now. And I was like, oh.
They just started that.
Yeah, I was like, if it's over, can you select to not do that, or does it automatic over 250? You got to send it into the authenticator.
That's a great question. I'm going to look that up right now. But they just started that. It's very interesting.
And the authenticator's like PSA.
Yes,
but it's not graded. They just look at it, make sure it's authenticated. They put a little, like Bruno was saying here, they put a little QR code on it and say it's authenticated, and then they send it to the person that won the auction or bought it.
So basically, that it matches the description that you said it was.
Yeah.
And doing that, as you're looking that up, one of the things I've been thinking about or seeing is that it seems like the past 6 months or so, comic books have been harder to sell and move than the year or two prior to that. And I know Andy sells a lot on Whatnot, and I know a couple of other guys sell on Whatnot and on eBay. I do, and I don't know. So, do you feel like it has slowed down some at all? I guess and if so, what do you attribute it to?
I don't think selling of comic books has slowed down. I think selling of comic books at the price that people want to sell them for has slowed down. But if you're looking to move books, you can move books. You just have to be realistic about the fluctuations in the market. The market's moving 100 times faster than it ever has before, and it's literally live within minutes. The price of a book will change within 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, drop of some news and some information. It's so almost live that people kind of have to understand that some books are only going to get what they're going to get, and some books are going to be 9.8 Ultimate Fallout 4. I mean, that's going to be a long-term book that's going to hold value, that's going to buck some trends. First appearance of Ahsoka Tano, that should buck some trends. Anything else out there that's kind of like a middleweight book, there's a lot of people saying, well, we're not seeing prices or books aren't selling. If people want to try hard, books are going to move.
So the way I'm a financial planner by trade, and there's a time when you're buying and there's a time when you're selling, and right now I see it as a time to buy. This is the period that you're buying things and you're trying to take advantage of where the pricing is on stuff. The price of gas is killing it, and so if you do have the money,
It's not just gas; it's everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, 7% is inflation typically is somewhere between 2.5% and 2.75%, and right now it's at 7%. So, and it's hyperinflated due to COVID and the restriction of like supply and stuff like that. But that'll thin out over time as it'll dilute over time as time goes on. That being said, that's why I think right now is a good opportunity to make purchases and I've been able to get like really big ratio Venoms, ones that I already have, but I was like, dang, I can grab that right there. I'm gonna get it now because I know give it in a year or so, I can be able to turn it and make a good profit on it. So the instant flipping might not be hot right now, or at least in my book. It's a purchasing now for the sell later on. And I don't know where y'all feel like about that.
You got to think about the caliber of books too. Literally, the guy buying the $30,000 or $40,000 graded book, he doesn't care about $5 gallon of gas. More than likely, people that have that expendable income on a collectible item, they're buying $100,000 graded card, or they're buying you know what I mean? Those big caliber books are very unlikely are those people being affected by gas prices by any means at all.
Is anyone in this room selling a $30,000 book?
No.
Close.
Close?
No.
Oh, man, about to say, because that's amazing.
It's varying degrees and areas of comic books and collectibles that we have to look at, and I'm sure McClay can add a little bit more weight to this. That we're seeing a lot of middleweight stuff that's going to fluctuate, or people are going to sell and try to get what they can for stuff. But there's those buyers that are spending really big money. They don't care about the gas prices. There's a lot of talk about inflation and gas prices. The people that are out there moving weight don't care.
Yeah, but I guess there's a section of the market out there that it doesn't matter. There's a section of the market that's buying Tesla stock every day, tons of it. But I don't know that person, and they're not my neighbor, and they're not my friend. They're not. I'm talking about like people that are probably watching this show and are in that general group. There's going to be a group of buyers and sellers in different clips, and as the feed says, people do feel the pinch from gasoline and the cost of milk going up. So but if you can afford, I would say right now is a good time to purchase things in order to prepare to set up for later on for buying.
I'm trading my comics and flipping baby formula.
What?
I mean, there's been a huge drop in prices on Silver Age keys too. So I would huge. Some of the price drops are huge. So
Yeah.
I think those are the things you want to buy more. I think than.
It's not just with Silver Age keys though, man. It's across the board.
Oh yeah, across the
Cards,
board.
comics, everything is down big time
So
right
it's
now.
a good time to buy like the best of the best because
Is it because everyone ran to this hobby, and
No.
now there's a lot of people influx it, or do you think it's because of outside.
Outside influence.
I think
People are
some of
selling
it's
their
true market
collections.
correction, but a lot of it's also just stuff, disposable income.
I mean, seriously, go and look
Stimulus
at
checks.
the stock market.
But yeah, I mess with it all the time.
Even card retailers have finally come back down to earth.
Yeah.
Here's the only thing that hasn't come back down to earth: the cost to buy the cards. They're going up.
Yeah.
A box
Yeah,
of
freaking
Prism Football,
Tax of stuff. God
yeah,
dang.
$1,300 a box
For
to
a
buy
box?
in. Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's collecting right now is. I hope it's just a correction. I really do, but I think the majority of it is outside sources. It's gas. It's people are starting to be worried
Supply.
about food and shit with what's going on in Europe and all that stuff, and importing shit. The pandemic, being over with, and people going back to work, and it's summer at the same time. Summer collectibles always go down usually in summer. Other than baseball cards and stuff like that, but it's down all across the board.
Well, and so I just think it makes a good opportunity for a lot of folks to see that and say, all right, right now is a good time to make purchases for the future and to take advantage of some of those things when you have the opportunity to. Instead of watching like what's the hot top 10s, look at what's the hot like bottom lows or hot cold book or hot whatever you want to, because that's the opportunity to get into that to profit on it later on if that's what you're looking to do.
Well, the top 10 list has never been a buy list. That's always been a pay attention to sell list. But it's now might not even be the right time to buy. Case in just Monday night, I was talking about Dr. Afra on my channel, unboxing some stuff. I'm starting to see this book buck below the 400 mark in a 9.8, and I feel like we're just starting to see the cusp of this character's first appearance, kind of on a slow downward trend. And I think it's only the beginning. And I think McClay's right with it's across the board. But I mean, there's some characters and some things that you're just starting to see. And then if you're collecting Venom, Ryan, I think you're going to still find books for lower prices going forward. And maybe this is the correction that everybody talked about for the last couple of years, wondering and waiting for that shoe to kind of drop. But
yeah, I mean, the reason why I brought, and Dan, the reason why I brought it up was because I was looking at it and I was trying to move books, and you're right, you can't move them at the prices you used to be able to move them. But if you're able to, you're going to have to adjust with the market and be able to be okay with letting things go at a lower price right now, but also then taking advantage of buying things that are right now. So it's good to hear that it's not like I'm just saying like, God dang, I can't move this. I know that's what this is worth, but it's not moving at this. But at the same time, I'm enjoying being able to get other books at a clip. So you got to be mindful of what you're buying, but also what you're selling, what you're willing to move at a certain price range.
Yeah, and don't let anybody, Lewis. I take this kind of to heart. Disposable income is down, and it's down for people in general. But there's a lot of companies and a lot of markets and a lot of areas in this country and in this world that disposable income is up right now for a lot of people. Hours worked way up, projects coming in, quoting of projects way up, earning prices for companies way up, and they're spread loading a lot of that. So some companies, some people, it's not everybody seeing disposable income being down. So I don't know how to really kind of predict this going forward, because we're kind of in like a mixing bowl that I don't recognize unless maybe you do, Ryan. But I always look for the stock market, and it dips hard. It's usually a good time to look at the collectibles market too.
Yeah, since the market's been down, and from what I've seen, because when I sell products in this arena, I look at the big players like Goldman Sachs, and they have some certain products out now where you see they're calling in money. So if they're calling in money and they're a big player, they know that the market turnaround is just around the corner, because basically what they're doing is they're calling in money to set up their app, to set it up and buy things to make it quick, because they know the market is going to turn soon, and they'll be able to take advantage of the growth and return your money with whatever their higher interest rate they're paying on it. I mean, I know. There's an instrument that has a guaranteed principal that's paying 9% a year, no risk to your principal, and that's a really, really rare thing. So it's like to have that tells me that they're going to get money in quickly to be able to place that and be able to hopefully the market that and learning from GameStop, the market's very influenced. It can be very influenced by big players, and Goldman Sachs is a huge player in that area. So I mean, I'm just using them as an example. I'm not saying anything or not saying there's any hot tips or anything like that. But you kind of see that we're in the lull, but I believe that the market turnaround is soon, and so I think the market and the comic books will follow that really quickly too.
McClay, did you want me to share that screen?
Yeah, no, you don't need to.
Dan,
Basically, real quick with the eBay stuff, you cannot opt out of getting those cards authenticated. It says, "Can I choose to not have my item authenticated?" It says, "No, not at this time." And then on top of that,
because I listed it on my phone and didn't see where you could select to not do it, because I was like, send it into authentication. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, and it's $250 and above for ungraded cards, $750 and above for graded cards. So and here's the scary thing. It says, will I be charged a fee for authenticity guarantee? No. Through the authenticity guarantee service, eBay covers the cost of authentication and tracks shipping from the authentication facility to you for a limited time.
Yeah.
So you will be charged.
Yeah.
And you can't opt out of it. So maybe they're just testing it out. Who knows?
And they hold your funds until it's been authenticated. So as they get this stuff going in, how long? They say it's like a 2-day process, but we've all heard that with everything.
I know we're bumping up against the end of time. Dan, did you have something you wanted to put input on that?
Well, with all these changes, I've been ruminating over an Ocean's 5 situation where we get into that vault, we do our thing, like.
Nice.
I know, right? McClay, you're a forger, right? Andy, you're good at pretending to be a woman, right? So I think we can do this. I think if we get, and Wood with that little card loophole, we'll sell one of your big cards. We'll get in there. We'll get into that vault.
Yeah, I want to be the Scott Conn character, and you can be Casey Affleck.
We're butting up against the time, but Josh, that will be one of the things we talk about next week for sure, or next week on Caseta leaving.
Yep. That's gonna bring us to New Comic Book Day. Tomorrow's a dud for me. What are you guys picking up?
Man, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's actually a ton of stuff. Let me see here. Let me bring up the new comics sheet so we can talk about it. Bada. Bing. There we go. Okay. New Comic Book Day. Yeah, there's a lot. A ton of stuff.
Hey Fred, appreciate the start on that on the topic with the eBay question. That was a nice topic. Thanks for that.
That new Poison Ivy series is starting, right? There's a ton of
covers for that, but Poison Ivy standalone series, does it do anything ever?
Well, they had this whole plot with her splitting. Are they going to explore that? That's my question. Or did she recombine, or do you remember that they split her?
I didn't know that I've been so out of DC
the
for
Warren
so long.
Lower cover's pretty cool.
Ooh,
where's our place?
This is the 1 in 50. It's 1 in 50, which makes it even better.
Yeah,
that's Cho.
Yeah, look at the mushrooms and the whatever that is.
What do you mean, whatever that is?
The milkers.
Thick.
That's my favorite kind of milker.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, Greg Rucka would not like that cover.
How about this? There is a foil version. Shout out to Wanted Comics, Soza Micah foil version. And then shout out to Bird City. And is it 616 on this too?
Yep.
The Zerdy?
Yep.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the sleeves, man. The sleeve tattoos.
So good.
That's like
look
from
at the Harley
series, right?
the Harley Quinn on her shoulder.
Yeah. This isn't a bad one either.
Hey, I feel like is that a Frizen?
No, it looks like it though, right?
Robles.
Yeah, good stuff. So There's that.
And they went Marvel with their Dark Crisis covers. There's like 30 covers for Dark Crisis.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna read that Dark Crisis?
I'm gonna read it.
Oh,
Unlike a lot of
man.
people, I haven't given up on DC yet.
We're one issue away from Zdarsky's Batman.
Yes. Did
Ooh.
you see the John Jang 616 cover for 125? Oh, it's fucking
Dude,
cool.
there is some really good covers for 125. Some really good covers. What else is there? Is that did you guys hear that? Was there a buzz? You guys hear a buzz? No? Okay.
Real quick, the Betty Page Alien Agenda, right? This isn't a pic, but it's a cover I wanted to point out to you. It's a was it Stephanie? Not that one. Scroll down. The second one.
Rue?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. I might have to get that.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get this.
So what's the symbology there?
I just like the little alien on her tit right there. So
I like that rocket. It's cool.
yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah. Any other picks you guys got?
Yeah, I was just waiting to see if you were all set, McClay.
Yeah, I'm good.
My sci-fi inner fan is really excited for Aftershock's new drop tomorrow, Where Starships Go to Die, all the way at the bottom. I just love like Aliens and a lot of the other sci-fi fantasy movies out there where you actually get to see like the architecture of starships. So the fact that this is just something called Where Starships Go to Die seems really interesting to me, and I don't know where they're going to go with it. I just discovered this as we were going through the list because I don't have it on my pull list, and there's not a lot going on tomorrow on my pull list. The other two that I was going to talk about were the Black Chrysanthemum one-shot. I think it's a one-shot, comes out.
Star Wars Tales or whatever.
Star Wars Tales Black Chrysanthemum, and that's got a really, really good-looking photo cover that I think would be absolutely perfect to take to the actor to get signed and have that graded, because that actor, when you go to conventions and you like getting signatures or you like getting books signed and graded, the guy that plays Black Chrysanthemum is never like, it's not like an hour and hours and hours worth of waiting for him. You can pretty much like walk right up to him and get stuff signed. And this looks like a really cool opportunity to have a book signed and graded. And I see him pretty frequently, at least in the kind of the tri-state area that I'm at. So I might grab one or two of those to do that and add to the collection. But also, last issue of Oblivion Song is out tomorrow. Last issue from Kirkman's Oblivion Song.
Has there been any more news on that?
The show?
Amazon, right?
That's what I heard.
Prime.
With Jake Gyllenhaal playing Prophet, playing in the Oblivion Song. Jake Gyllenhaal is gonna be he's Wolverine. I don't know. He's signed up for a lot of stuff.
Is there some kind of buzzing going on?
My sound card might be taking a crap on this.
Let me see. I'm gonna mute myself, and you guys tell me if it goes away.
I've muted myself a couple of times tonight, and nobody's said anything, and nobody said it's gone away. My next guess would be anybody using a Bluetooth device will sometimes do that.
I hear that sound now.
Yeah, it's weird. All right.
I'm gonna let me mute you real quick. Still there? Yeah.
Still there. Here's Spawn. Black cover. That's a big pickup right there. Go get 5 of these and get some art done on them.
Yeah, the only other pick I had along lines of that is the Boys #7 and Hero Gasm #1 has blank covers that a lot of places online are sold out of, especially with convention season going on.
Is there any? Oh, there should be a good G.I. Joe cover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 Snake Eyes one.
Now
that's pretty good. Heavy Metal Drummer, did you see that?
Saw that. Yeah, that's coming out. That's the last one, I believe.
Yeah, there's one more.
You were talking about that the other night. Yeah, I'm stoked on that one. Venom's supposed to be coming out too, I believe, right?
Yep.
And I don't know, Venom, and then also Savage Avengers. The Savage Avengers looks like it might be okay. I mean, it's. Yeah, really reread the first one again, but
Yeah, I don't know. Savage Avengers. Is this
It's
like
new-
part 2?
it's a new team. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
new team. They have Anti Venom in there versus and they have Weapon X.
Agent Anti-Venom. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Agent Anti Venom. Yeah, it's Flash Thompson.
Yeah, I like that character. Black Knight, Devil Dinosaur, Conan, Daredevil. Daredevil's on the team. Oh, it's Elektra's Daredevil. Okay.
Yeah, and what's Weapon H or is it X?
H.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I've never.
That's interesting.
It's a newer team, and the readings seem to be a little bit. I got to reread again. Like it was something wasn't so like simple as like reading like the new Lethal Protector stuff was. It was that was. But I'm a big I think Anti Venom is probably my second favorite symbiote behind Venom. So
I agree. Anti-Venom's badass.
yeah.
He's got that like really cool like pumpkin head type look to him. Yeah, man, that's cool.
The white, the inverse, the white and black is pretty cool. And I like Flash Thompson too. I think Agent Venom is my favorite version of Venom. So heavy metal drummer and then the regular Venom. Just hopefully this thing starts going somewhere, man. So
The Monkey Prince this week has a great cover. Jaws.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I always like that cover. I know even if it's an homage, it's a cool cover.
Yeah.
What are you getting tomorrow, Dan?
I think I'm picking up Aquaman Andromeda 1 by Ram V is writing it because I'm just curious about Ram V and his takes on different characters.
It's a Black series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a pretty
Black's-
crazy cover.
Yeah, and the Black Label stuff, it's not really specky, I guess, right? Like people don't really
No.
know, but
You might be
funny.
able to get Amber Heard to sign it. I heard she might need some money.
yeah. I'm also looking at After School images like horror.
Is Christian
anthology.
Ward doing the interior art on that?
On
Andromeda or the
Let's take a look.
Aquaman book?
yeah, Christian Ward.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Ramvi and Christian Ward, yep. There's some really interesting. Let's see what this cover looks like.
Dan, did you see? Have you read any of the Venom stuff with Ron V in it?
No. Kind of avoiding.
Oh, there's a
I
foil
know.
variant of this.
Or I get it.
1 in 50. I think.
Yep.
Let's see here. Spaceship Graveyard. There you go, Andy. Since
boy.
the dawn of the space race, the nations of the world have sent their crafts there on splashdown to sink beneath the silent seas. But there's something else at Point Nemo, a structure never made by human hands, and that structure seems to be waking up. The crew of an experimental submarine Andromeda, powered by a mysterious black hole drive, has been chosen to investigate this mystery, but they aren't the only ones pursuing it. Anything of value beneath the ocean is of value to the master pirate Black Manta. And anything that attracts Black Manta attracts Arthur Curry, his lifelong foe, the Aquaman. But heaven help them when the doors of the mystery at Point Nemo swing wide to admit them. There you go.
You see the? I don't know if you pulled up. I know you pulled up the Venom. That I guess they're doing the those variants for what do they call it? Fortnite variant or whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing the crossover event, Zero War or whatever.
The Venom one looked kind of cool.
Well, the one to get is the first one because that has the Spider-Man skin in it.
Yeah.
The Venom one it's a cool cover.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika #10. People love that series.
I never understood that with that.
People just love Mirka Andolfo. Twig #2. Be interesting to see how that story plays out. That Thor, where him and Hulk.
And
is that part of Banner War
too, or that's coming up?
It says Thor and Hulk's epic rivalry continues in the 4th installment of the character's 60th anniversary crossover celebration. Thanks to Odin, Thor now realizes the gravity of Banner's situation and its connection to that mysterious violent incident in El Paso. But when Iron Man's interference causes more harm than good, the two rivals face shocking changes that change the stakes of battle for good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool cover.
Weird.
Man, that's cool. Banner War Part 4 there, Wood.
Sweet.
Yeah, I've been reading that Hulk. I like that Hulk. I know no one else, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. No. Very interesting. We'll see what happens. This is the Torrin Clark variant. Pretty good.
Connection variant.
There's also like the Thor and Jane Foster coming out again. It's like,
yes,
gotta get them primed for the movie.
Yeah.
I wish they would put another Thor in a girl or the Guy Butcher, but in his new look and explain it in the comics.
Oh, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens when that movie comes out.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it definitely.
I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna be entertained because I like Taiki Waititi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool because what everyone on that movie is really waiting to see is, okay, you change the way he looked. Are you gonna make it cool or are you not gonna make it cool?
Tell you what, it'll be better than Morbius.
That's not saying a whole lot, man.
Yeah.
One I haven't heard anybody talk about yet tonight was We Live Age of Palladians. 3 is out tomorrow. That's been a fun read.
That's a cover right there. Look at that. Wow. Volcanosaurus. Yeah. Which one was that, Andy?
The We Live Age of Palladians 3.
We Live has really caught a little wave lately. If I remember correctly, people are talking about that issue #1 for quite a couple weeks now.
There it is.
Interesting.
Oh, there is going to be a variant.
Yeah. Looks like an exclusive, maybe.
They're kind of just forming this into something that's really what started out as kind of like a little kind of couple of kids off on an adventure kind of sci-fi, and then oh crap, they kind of add some thriller and horror elements to it, to now it's turning into this kind of dark, gritty end of ages sci-fi apocalyptic. If anybody remembers Robot Jocks from the 90s, it's kind of cool like that a little bit. And I'm really starting to dig it. I'm really starting to fall in love with it more and more, is where I thought it was just kind of like going to be a carryover, but they've really developed the characters. They've really developed like the We Live verse, the kind of universe that We Live lives in. And it's really kind of been delivering. It's been a pleasant surprise for me.
Not bad.
That new Black Panther character you were talking about earlier, is it in Black Panther or is it in...
Yeah, it was Black Panther. No, was it Black Panther? It was the Vibranium Man issue.
Yeah.
Avengers. Forever.
Avengers, yeah, Avengers Forever.
Just and if someone is kind of speculating that the FOC for the second print of that is coming is next Monday. So, and he's on the cover of that. So,
There we go.
There's a new comic book day picks tomorrow. That's just going to leave us with one more thing. McClay.
Did I talk about the name change yet?
No.
Oh,
We got a name change on the channel. We're going to be changing over as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, which is very soon. I think we're at we need like less than 150 to hit 1,000. But as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to change everything over on the channel. We are going with Beyond Wednesdays is the name of the new name of the channel. Yeah.
I
So
thought it was gonna be, instead of the amazing, it was gonna be the ultra mega McClay.
yeah, the Voltron version of McClay. But yeah, Beyond Wednesdays. It's going to be trying to figure out new logo ideas and everything that goes with it. But I'm really excited. The whole plan with the Amazing and then the Amazing with Brian McClay was, when I kind of felt everything was kind of bubbling up over there at Flipside, and I realized, I might be leaving. I just needed to start something really quick, and I didn't know of a name yet, so I just made the Amazing really quick, and I put my name in it so people know, where I'm at, and they could search my name and this and that. So it's gonna be nice to have something that I actually really, really like that will help more with the search functions and stuff like that. So Beyond Wednesdays, and we're also going to have a Facebook group. I think the Facebook group might already be started, but that's going to be going on, and then a bunch of new shows that are coming too.
Oh, Beardo!
It just made me remember something. Actually, yeah, my one more thing is our two small things kind of crammed together. I'm gonna drop a link here from the private chat. I'm really looking for some feedback from people in the community, people in the YouTube community, IG, if people can share out links. What we've done is finally sat down and recorded and edited the packing and shipping method that we use for comic books. And I had a ton of fun doing this, finally getting to sit down, and it's all recorded in 4K if you guys like 4K video. And we kind of took our time with this, and it's not even really edited heavily. It's just, editing out like certain random noises. I'm really looking for some feedback from the community on where they think I could make this packaging method better or streamline it a little bit more, or I'm curious on how other people are packing and shipping books, because I'll be honest with you guys, this is half stolen from Brian Wood up top here. I learned this packing and shipping method from Brian several years ago, and it's actually kind of morphed a little bit with my experiences over the last 4 or 5 years of buying comic books online, with some of the things that I figured out, or not just figured out, but when you're always buying comic books online, you're always receiving stuff and you're always getting it in different ways. So I've kind of taken what Brian was doing and I've made my own changes to it, and pretty happy with the way this has turned out, but I'm always looking for feedback on how to grow and change and develop this. And we're using some seriously heavy duty 200-pound test cardboard mailers to make sure that these things show up with absolutely zero damage. We're shooting to go for 0 damage on every book that goes out, whether it's a trade, a giveaway, or an auction sale. That's where we're looking to continue improving there. So the link is in the chat. If everybody could at least go over, it's a short 20-minute video. Go over, give it a watch, leave a comment down below, or at least hit the thumbs up, telling me you've given it a watch. I really appreciate it. But in lies creating more content. I've wanted in kind of dialed back sharing content on other social media platforms for quite a while now, because I didn't really want to share all this stuff on my personal Facebook page. So I've actually gone and done what Brian told me to do many years ago, is just create a Facebook page for your content. So there is now a Facebook page for Comic Man Andy, and I don't have the link at the moment here. I'll grab it when we roll over to Dank or to Ryan, and I'll set it in there. And if people can give that a like and follow, that's where that's going to be a nice one-stop shop for any of the links for content all across TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Everything will get automatically shared and set up right there, ready to go. So I'm kind of looking to step outside of my box and grow and make some changes, because mobile devices are making it way too convenient and easy to record and edit content, and I need to be taking greater advantage of that with the time that I do have. So yeah, you guys let me know.
Nice. Very cool, bro.
What you got, Dan?
I got a Twitter, The Dank Show. I started a Twitter account. I don't know, but it's The Dank Show, like, which I couldn't believe was available. You know, because I can't get that in any other whatever. And not much. I watched The Boys recently. I've been enjoying it. I thought it was.
How did that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm glad because I was worried it might not. I don't know if they would keep being able to make it well or whatever. So.
That show always takes off like really fast.
Yeah. I think I like that though. I like them just instead of
You wanna share
lingering
that
on questions, just get to it. Get to the effing
Stuff.
what show you gonna say?
You want to share that screen, Andy?
There it is. Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh, I
Oh,
love the images.
No, that's just I don't know. That's Liana Fink. That's a illustrator for the New Yorker that I met like a long time ago, and she's really good. She gave me some good advice on stuff.
Very
Sweet.
cool.
What do you got, Ryan?
Well, Rhinoverse is where everyone knows or can find me. You can see the little thing right here. It says Rhinoverse. So you can look Rhinoverse on YouTube. You can look it up on Twitter. You can look it up on Facebook. It's probably where I have my biggest presence. Then I've also started a Twitch page. I'm getting into the card arenas I've been talking more and more about, and starting to kind of figure out the ins and outs of it. And I have quite a stockroom of cards now and whatnot. So looking forward to the new product coming out for football season. And so I plan on doing some more on Rhinoverse Facebook page. Either I'd like to talk some more trading cards with those that do that kind of stuff. But also my page is, I do a lot of stuff with that. I also do a lot of stuff with music because of my background in music. So I do have some guests that I plan to schedule for some interviews here in the near future. But just look up Rhinoverse, and through there you'll be able to get, you can get on any platform, just Rhinoverse on any platform that you're used to using or like to use. And I do want to do some Twitch streaming pretty soon. I'm looking to add a green screen so I can do some Twitch streaming and play some games, whatnot. I've gotten into the gaming a little bit with GT7 and looking at a couple other things. So, but you can find Rhinoverse will start growing here. I think the second half of this year is when I'll be able to get the time to be able to start adding more and more content in. So, we're looking forward to grow soon.
Sweet. About one more thing. If you guys go to simplemanscomics.com/shop, I am starting to actually list some books for sale, not a whole lot. So I am throwing some more books up there. If there's something that you guys are interested in, you can DM me on Instagram on Simple Man's Comics. I'm trying to purge a bunch of stuff, man. I got too much stuff in my home office. So I'm just kind of going through here and there, throwing 4 or 5 books up at a time because time is a commodity that a lot of us don't have. But as I do find free time, I'm starting to throw some stuff up there. And I had a big sale last night on eBay. I sold that 9.8 Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man #1 in 50 variant. A fellow in the community talked me out of the buy it now. I put it up for auction and it actually finished at $6,600. So yeah, pretty stoked about that. Which I'm gonna probably turn and buy soccer cards with. So
No.
That's
all I got.
Sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
But with that being said, guys, we appreciate the great conversation in the live chat. I think the live chat was almost better than what we were talking about tonight. So we definitely appreciate that. And
for sure.
If you have topics to discuss, just throw them in the comments of this video, and that's what Ryan will go off of, and we're happy to discuss those topics. Or if you're saying, hey, I want to come on and discuss the topic with you, let us know. We will get the StreamYard link out to you and have you on here, even if it's just an audio with an avatar up there for you. We're good to go with that. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you next week.
Look. They talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns.